Okay, so we're going to start with a soothing breath today that you might, I know you're familiar with alternate nostril breathing, but it's really a breath that's very helpful. For example, at night, if you're not able to sleep and you just practice that, it really helps calm and soothe the nervous system. So I thought we could practice it today because it's for the first time really a warmer day. And you might, of course, be in an air-conditioned space and not perceive it as warm. But if a couple of you are at home, you might really enjoy. And just in general, especially during the day at a day of work, this is a helpful practice. But let's just take a moment to really fully arrive here, to just sense ourselves in this shared space, even if it's via Zoom. Just know that there's a community here practicing together that has dedicated their lives and their work life to take out an hour twice a week or once a week to come and practice yoga. That's a beautiful thing. So just feel your hands resting on your thighs or knees. Let yourself sit up tall like a mountain, stable and firm and solid. And then at the same time that you're feeling upright, also let there be a sense of relaxation in the body. So maybe an image of you just sort of relaxing down into the earth beneath you. So there's both a sense of alertness and wakefulness and a sense of relaxation at the same time. Connecting to your breath if you haven't already, just feeling the movement of the breath inside the body. Feeling the aliveness in the body through the breath, through the movement. This breath that keeps us alive every single moment of our lives. And it's doing this job for us without us having to do anything. It's just doing itself, just breathing itself. So when you're ready, you might bring up your right hand, your right palm right in front of your face, and then just use the pointer and the middle finger and place them sort of right into your third eye, the space between the eyebrows. And then you can place your right thumb to the outside of the right nostril and then the right ring finger to the outside of the left nostril. And we're going to take a deep breath in this way, all the way into the nose. And before you exhale, cover your right nostril with your right thumb and then just breathing out through the left side, a complete out breath. As the in-breath comes again, breathing in through the left nostril, all the way up fully and completely. And then before the exhale, cover your left nostril and breathe out the right side. So we're going to continue breathing in this alternate way for a little while, always covering the nostril before you breathe out again. So let these be long and deep and soothing in-breaths and out-breaths. Really giving the nervous system an opportunity to calm, to feel more at ease, at peace. And just concentrating and connecting with this breathing practice. Allowing everything that came before, everything that will come after this practice, just to let go so that you can simply be fully present for this hour of yoga. Simply breathing in this alternate way. Breathing in this in a way that feels soothing to your body, feels soothing to your mind. And we're going to do one more complete round wherever you are. And then eventually we're going to close the practice after we all breathe out of the left nostril and then just come to sit again in silence and stillness, the way we started. And just having the hands resting again on your knees or your thighs as you gently release your chin down towards the chest. And we'll begin today by just making big circles with our head all the way around in a clockwise direction. Letting the breath guide the movement, so breathing in as your head comes up on one side, and then breathing down as it comes down again. Full and complete gentle circles. So moving quite slowly here and deliberately with your breath. And again, what would it be like to simply let everything go, let all the thoughts go, all the worries, all the regrets, any kind of tension, just to come present to this movement and to the breath in this moment. And then the next time your head comes down towards the chest, just pause here for a moment. And then when you're ready, begin to go counterclockwise in the other direction. Just full and complete circles with your head and neck. Opening up the muscles in the neck, awakening the head, the brain. And then as you exhale, come to lower all the way back down. Just pause here for a moment as you are bowing in towards your chest. Just let this be an acknowledgement of the heart center in the middle of the chest. Just checking in here for a moment with how it feels there right now. And then gently bring your head back to a neutral position. We're going to place the palm of our left hand in the middle of the back, sort of in between the shoulder blades, if you can reach that far, or however far you can reach, so that your left elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to take our right palm and place it right on top of your right elbow. And then draw your hands back, draw your shoulders back, draw your arms back, really making space at the heart center here. And just breathing into the stretch. If you notice any tension here in the shoulders and the arms, see if you can relax just a little bit more with your breath. And if you can rest the back of your head into the arm behind you. And just following this breath long and deep and full. One more deep in breath. And then as you exhale, let your arms come out to the side slowly. And then just rest the backs of the hands on your thighs or your knees again for a moment. Just noticing the aliveness again inside the body, created through the stretch, created through the movement. You can even keep your eyes closed as we come into the same stretch on the other side. So this time we're going to place the right palm right in the middle of the shoulder blades and back, and then take the left palm to place onto your right elbow. Again, see if you can draw the shoulders back, the arms back, to really make space at the heart center as you're resting the back of the head into the arm behind you. And then just engage with your breath. Deep in breaths, complete out breaths. Breathing into all the spaces that are opening up now through the stretch and creating even more space as you're flowing with your breath. Notice if there's any tension that might have built up in the legs or any holding, and see if you can relax that out a bit as you're staying here for a couple more breaths. One more. And then exhale, release the arms slowly out the side again. Maybe slower than you normally would, to really feel the movement, the downward movement. And again, palms facing up, just resting the hands for a moment. Appreciating the pauses, this time of integration as we flow from stretch to stretch. And we'll come into another shoulder opener, a seated eagle pose. So we're going to bring the hands in front of us and then see if you can bring your left elbow and hook it underneath the right so that you can take eagle arms. The backs of the hands could touch, or maybe you're even holding on to the hands. However you are, just draw the elbows up towards the height of the shoulders. If it feels good on your neck, you can even gaze up a bit or lift your head, keeping your shoulders up, and at the same time, the shoulder blades relaxed and back as you breathe into the space now that you have created with your arms in front of you. Just let the shape be infused with your breath. And notice if there's any tension that's built in the eyes or facial muscles, and just relaxing that, inviting it to relax. Maybe a little bit of a smile on the face to help relax the facial muscles. To infuse this practice with a little bit of joy. On the next in-breath, bring your arms all the way out to the side. Feel a deep heart opener, the fingers spread wide, really drawing the shoulder blades back. And let's just be here for one breath. And then as you exhale, we'll come into eagle arms on the other side. So this time we're going to hook the right elbow underneath the right, and then take your same arm position, or hand position rather, as you did on the other side. Elbows at the height of the shoulders, shoulders relaxed and back, facial muscles relaxed. Just breathing again. Few more deep and full breaths here. Inhale the arms out to the side, spreading the fingers wide, drawing the shoulder blades together and back, opening the chest. And then as you exhale, bring the palms together in front of the chest and just relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. Noticing the aliveness again inside the body. We're going to bring our soles of the feet together, but have them forward ahead of the knees. So the heels are not all the way in towards the body, but rather away from the body. And then we're just going to lift the arms up high overhead here, really opening the heart center. And then as you lead with your heart center, we're going to come into a forward fold. And you can rest your arms to the inside of your knees, so that maybe helps opening your hips a little bit more in this forward fold. Just relaxing your head all the way down. Imagining that you're breathing into your lower back, into the location of the kidneys and back. And it's like every time you breathe in, you're inflating a balloon in the lower back. And then as you exhale, you're deflating the balloon. The breath goes all the way out as you relax your hips just a little bit more. And then just notice in this pose, what could benefit or appreciate a little bit more of a deeper relaxation in this pose. What part of the body feels tight or tense, or where there's a holding going on? And see if you can release that holding pattern, or rather invite it to be released. As you inhale, walk your hands in towards the body, slowly straighten your torso again. And then we'll bring the legs as wide apart from one another as possible. Take a moment to see if you might need to place something under the knees, if they feel tight, or if there's a sensation there that doesn't feel like, oh, that should be here. So just really listening to the body each and every time. And then wherever we are with this, see if you can flex your toes in a little bit more towards the body and press the backs of the thighs down into your yoga mat or into your carpet or floor beneath you a little bit more. And we're just going to place our hands, the pointer fingers are up, breathing in, really straightening the spine. And then as you exhale, turn your torso over the right knee and then slowly come down into a forward fold over that leg. Inhale, reaching up, straightening the torso to the front. Exhale, turning it over to the right and then releasing, and turning to the left and then releasing over the left leg. Inhaling up, and then we're just going to flow from side to side. I know you've done these with Z's. It's a flow from Kundalini Yoga. It really helps expand the breath. And you might even include an ocean sounding breath so that it kind of sounds like from the back of the throat as you inhale, like drawing in the waves of the ocean with your breath. And then as you exhale, you hear the breath go out, like the water going out again. It's called an Ujjayi breath in yoga. So just flow from side to side in this way. Maybe over time, you can go a little bit faster to really energize your body in this particular flow. Appreciating the stretch really in the whole body as we move from side to side. Do one more on each side. And then this time, as you fold over your left leg, your right heel in close to the inside of the left leg. You're gonna stay in this forward fold over the left thigh and just relax the elbows down as best as you can. If you need padding under your right knee, make sure that you have something there to support your knee if necessary. And then forward folds are always a beautiful opportunity to really turn our gaze inwards into our own heart. Most of the day we spend being outward focused with all kinds of activities, and this is really a very rare and precious gift to just turn the attention inwards into our bodies, into our breath, and being intimate with ourselves in this way. And then slowly walk the hands up the legs, straightening your torso again. We're going to place our left forearm onto the left thigh, and then inhale the right arm up into the sky. So give a chance to really open the heart center here. And then we're going to aim our right hand for the left toes. I certainly won't be able to get all the way there. I know Ming probably does. But and maybe others as well. I don't know. I haven't practiced with you in a while and I can't see all of you. But just the idea is it's not about how far you can reach, but rather keeping the heart center lifted and then just aiming for the direction of the left foot. Coming to a place where you can enjoy this deeper side stretch. And then just more fully relaxing the left ear over the left shoulder. Simply noticing what the quality of the breath feels like in this particular stretch. We'll take one more deep in-breath here. And then exhale, very gingerly come out of the stretch. Take a moment to come back into our original position where we have the soles of our feet together in front. We're going to come into our forward fold one more time just to find an evenness of the spine again. Just let it rest in its natural position, resting the arms on the inner knee and just guiding the hips to stretch open a little bit more for us. Coming into complete rest again, even as we're feeling the stretch wherever we feel it. Relaxing the back, relaxing the hips, relaxing the facial muscles. And And very gently we walk our hands in towards the body again, encouraging the torso to sit upright again. And then we're going to stretch our right leg out to the side as best as you can so that you can draw the left heel all the way in towards the body. And we're just going to release the right lower arm onto the right thigh from here, reaching our left arm all the way up. So really take a moment here to straighten the spine, to open the heart. And then as you exhale, guide your left fingertips over towards the right foot. Just know that you're moving in that direction. And again, more important here to keep the heart center lifted, to maybe even draw the left shoulder more towards the space behind you, to encourage the heart to open just a bit more. And then reaching the fingertips towards the toe as you come into the exhale. And then just stay here wherever you've landed in the stretch. Let the stretch open the body for you in its own way, in its own time, with the breath. How much more can you deepen your breathing here in a relaxed way? Exhale, very slowly come out of your pose. Come back to your butterfly position with the soles of the feet. But this time we're going to bring in the soles a little bit more. We're going to come into a balance pose. That might be a good challenge today. So we're going to basically lace our hands. So let's start lacing our right hand on the outside of our, or rather the left hand on the outside of our left foot, and then see if you can bring the foot off the ground. You might shift your weight more into the back of the buttocks, and then see if you can do the same with your right foot, bringing it up and then lifting the legs off the ground and separating the feet from one another as best as you can. You might want to find a gaze point to help with your balance. If you come out of the pose, don't worry, you'll just go back in your own way. You're just going to practice this for a little while. Keeping the shoulders back, the heart center open, and then just breathing into this balancing pose. Imagining that you've sat down into a lounge chair somewhere at the beach and you could just be here forever now, resting in this balancing pose. If you want to go deeper or more strength-based, you can stretch the legs all the way out in front of you and then the arms alongside the legs, letting go of the hands, coming into a full boat pose here. Deep and full breaths. And then let's see if we can be here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then fold your legs in front of you and just come back into a forward fold. Relaxing the forearms on the ground, relaxing the forehead on the ground. Just resting in this way for a moment. If the forehead doesn't reach the ground, that's fine. Just let your head hang forward and relax completely. Breathing up and down the spine and back. And then very gently walk the hands back in, coming up to an upright position. And we're going to make our way down onto our bellies today. We're going to practice a few poses lying down on our belly. It's really good to practice yoga in all the different positions, standing, lying down on back, lying down on belly. So we're going to be with that a little bit more today. I'm just going to turn my computer a little bit. There we go. All right, and we're going to start out on a Sphinx pose. So you're going to be on your forearms from the knee, from the elbows down, and then the fingers can be spread wide, fingers facing forward, away from the body. And just let your weight rest here on the forearms. Let the weight rest on the shoulders. And then if you feel like, and then you feel like you're really pressing down into the hands and the lower arms so that your chest can lift a little bit more. And if it's comfortable on the neck, even gazing up, letting your eyesight travel up, imagining yourselves like a sphinx in Egypt, just up tall. You can close your eyes if that feels better. Settling into that pose. Feeling the breath traveling up and down the front of the torso. And then just relaxing the body down. The arms can come in for a moment alongside the body with the palms facing up. Just turn your head over to one side and just imagine that you're just fully relaxing the front of your body into your yoga mat. Letting all the tension go. Letting any breath practice go. The breath just natural. And then very gently lift your torso a little bit so that you can straighten your head again. You're going to bring the hands right under the shoulder. We're going to come into a cobra flow from here. So you want to really make sure the hands are sort of parallel to the shoulders. And then keep the tops of your feet on the ground so they're not curled under. And on an in-breath, we're going to press into the hands, and from the strength of the lower back, we're going to lift our torso up as best as we can, as high as we can. And then on an exhale, we're going to turn our head over to the right. Inhaling, turning the head over to the left. And then exhaling, turning to the center and releasing back down onto the earth. Inhaling, lift the torso up. Exhale, turn the head to the right for a mini twist, and then turning to the other side. Exhale, slowly back down. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale, head turns to the right. Inhale over to the left. And then exhale, coming back down, the head facing center. And again, inhaling up. Exhale, turning to the right. Inhale, turning to the left. And then exhaling back down. And we're going to continue doing this a couple more rounds. And whenever you've completed that next round, just rest your Arms alongside the body. Turn your head over to the other side. And just relaxing your whole body once again. Feeling the aliveness through the breath energy inside the body. Deeply relaxing in this pose, in this resting pose. And then if you can turn your head back over the center and then turn the palms over so the palms are actually down into the mat or into the ground beneath you. And you can actually place your head and then just place your weight of the head onto your chin. Or if it feels better on the forehead, that's also fine. But just resting the head in one of those ways. On an in-breath, we're going to lift the right leg off the ground quite high as you can. And then just hold here for several breaths. See if you can at the same time relax your shoulders down as best as you can. Just breathing into the stretch through the leg, giving a really nice stretch and support into the lower back. If you feel your leg sinking, just gently guiding it back up as high as you can. Breathing deeply. See if you can be here for 3 more breaths. And then we stay just as we are, but just bend into the right knee so that you're guiding the heel all the way towards the buttocks. You can reach your right hand around and lace it around the right ankle. We're going to stretch the left arm forward and then pressing the right leg, the right foot into the right hand. See if you can draw your heart center off the ground. And then maybe even lift your left arm forward as you keep pressing the right heel in towards the buttocks. The face can look forward. The chest is lifted off the ground if that's possible for you. And then just breathing deeply into this heart opener, into the stretch. Maybe drawing the right shoulder blade back a little bit to make room for the heart even more. One more in-breath. Exhale, release the right leg, maybe making a pillow with 4 arms in front of you, and then just releasing the head onto the pillow for a moment, completely releasing the stretch from the lower back, and just coming back to a place of relaxation after the stretch. Feeling the level of energy in the body now. And then relax the arms. Release your forehead back into the ground. Bring your arms alongside the body. We're going to bend into the left knee and then reach the hand around the left hand to hold on to the ankle. We're going to stretch the right arm forward. And then when you're ready, press your left foot into the hand and then really stretch your torso up. Stretch your right arm up off the ground. Your left shoulder blade draws back so that the heart center can lift a little bit more and the gaze and the head is off the ground. Gazing forward, or eyes can be closed. Deep breaths here. 2 more if you can. And then exhale, release, make the pillow again with your forehead and let yourself sink down into this pillow, just relaxing the eyes and face and shoulders, the legs and your lower back. And then in your own way, you can lift yourself up into hand and knee position. Just taking a moment to get there. And maybe place your hands not directly under the shoulders, but rather one hand length ahead of right under the shoulders. You're gonna curl the toes under and then lift up into a downward facing dog. If you want to bring your feet in a little bit more so that you can get a better stretch through the hips, pressing all the 10 fingers, the whole hand length into the ground, maybe beginning with a slight bend in the knee to relax the hips. And then when you feel ready, you can press the heels down a bit more in back of you. And then on an in-breath, we're going to come forward into a plank position. And then as you exhale, return back into your downward facing dog. So we're going to inhale, shift the weight forward into a plank, shoulders over the hands. And then exhale, returning into your downward facing dog. Inhaling forward. If you feel like you want to do this in a supported way, you can also have the knees on the ground and then just follow that same movement with a supported plank pose. We're going to keep flowing in this way, getting into this motion back and forth. And then the next time you come forward into a plank pose, we're going to hold here for a few breaths. If you want to have your knees down on the ground, that's fine. If you're in full plank, keep your hips up high or higher, and then really aiming the heels down towards the ground. Keeping your elbows in closer to one another. And we'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax your knees down. Come into a puppy pose so that the arms can stretch forward as much as you can. And then just relaxing the shoulders as you come down onto your forehead or your chin, depending on how far you can stretch today. Wherever you are, you want to rest your head. Relax your shoulders. Just feel the movement created in the body, the energy created through the plank pose. And then we're going to inhale, come back to our hands and knees. Maybe have your hands more towards the front of the mat. From here, we're going to step our left foot forward in between the hands. And then see if you can curl the back toes under and come into a runner's lunge. So that means that your left knee is right over the left ankle, and then the right leg is stretched all the way out on the mat. You're on tippy toes on your right leg. And really guide yourself to deepen more into into the stretch so that you're making sure your left knee is over the left ankle. Both feet are strong in their own way. And then as you're ready, you can guide your torso up. The back foot can still, the back knee can still be off the ground. You're gazing forward, making sure the knee is still aligned over the left ankle in front. And we're going to come into cactus arms from here. So we're going to draw the shoulder blades together and back, the arms out to the sides, fingers really pressing away from one another. Deep heart opener here. Keeping your back leg strong. Lifting your gaze here if you can. And then when you're ready, we're going to lace our hands together and back. Draw the elbows close to one another so the arms will straighten. Take a nice deep in-breath here, gazing up again. And then we're going to come into a forward fold to the inside of the left knee. If you still can, keep your right knee off the ground. If you need to bring it down, that's fine. Relax your head. Just breathing deeply into the stretch. Two more. And then exhale, release your hands down either side of the front foot. Relax your right knee down, step your left knee back, and we're going to come into a child's pose from here. Just relaxing the head all the way forward. The arms can be alongside the body, or they can be stretched forward on your forearms. Breathing the whole length of the lower back now into the upper back and all the way back down. And then please come up to your hands and knees posture from here. Have your hands hand length away from under the shoulders, away from the body, so a little bit more forward. Curl your toes. And then we come back into a downward facing dog. Just take a moment to let your whole body stretch out here in this downward dog, stretching the legs out, the arms, relaxing the head down. When you're ready, we're going to step the right foot forward into a runner's lunge on this side now, aligning the right knee over the right ankle, and then really stretching the left leg all the way back. The heel is off the ground, feeling the stretch through both legs. Feel like you're breathing all the way throughout the body here. And then on an in-breath, gently guide your torso up. You're still in the high lunge. And then we're going to bring the arms out to the side again into cactus arms. Really drawing the shoulders back. Having the fingers spread wide, opening the chest as best as you can. Deep strength building, powerful pose. Heart center is lifted. Maybe adding that half smile again into the facial muscles. Finding a sense of joy in all these different poses. And we're going to lace our hands together and back, drawing the elbows together, straighten out the arms, lifting the gaze into a heart opener, drawing the shoulders back, And then we're going to fold forward to the inside of the right knee into humble warrior, pressing the left heel down towards the mat as best as you can. Breathing a couple of powerful breaths here. Two more. And then exhale the hands either side of the front foot. Lower your left knee down. Bring your right knee back into your tabletop position and then come into your resting pose, a child's pose, or again to maybe with the arms forward or the arms alongside the body, whatever feels right to you in this moment. It's coming to a place of stillness and rest again after the stretch. And however you'd like to get there from here, we're going to find our way to lie down on our back. So maybe sitting the buttocks down to one side, stretching the legs forward. Maybe finding an additional strength building exercise by reaching the arms forward and just vertebra by vertebra, very slowly coming down so you can engage the belly muscles here as you come down. Whenever you make your way there, you can hug your knees into the chest and just hold the stretch here for a moment, really hugging the knees in, stretching out the lower back. Coming into a happy baby pose from here. So the hands inside the legs, holding on to the feet and just stretching them up high, away from one another. Pressing the hands into the feet and then the feet into the hands. A last hip opener here before our final resting pose. Taking the deepest breaths of the day in this happy baby. If it wants to rock from side to side, that's wonderful. If it wants to be still, that's great. And then just hug the knees into the chest one final time and find your way into a resting pose at the end of our practice that works for you. A lot of yogis say that this is actually the most important pose, Shavasana, the final resting pose. So just really allow the body this opportunity to fully arrive into stillness, to fully feel the connection of the whole back body with the mat, with the earth beneath you, with an invitation to relax all the muscles in the body, giving the mind a rest, giving the body a rest, as you simply follow the movement of your breath inside the body. Just keeping a gentle attention, awareness on the breath as you come into stillness, as you come into your deep relaxation part of the practice. Let yourself slowly and gently awaken to the second part of your day, perhaps finding a deeper breath again to draw more energy back into the body. Turning your head gently from side to side. Stretching the arms up overhead and releasing them behind you to come into a full body stretch, stretching the fingertips away from the toes. Feeling that nice length in the spine. And then you can hug your knees into the chest, gently rocking from side to side. As you come back to center, you can bring your palms together, the soles of the feet, and then rubbing them together swiftly, bringing a little bit of heat in the body now. And then let yourself fold over onto one side into a fetal position. Just take another moment of rest here, just checking in. How does it feel in this moment, in my body, in my mind, in my heart? We're gonna just gently make our way back up into a seated posture, pressing one hand into the ground, coming into an upright position for our closing. And just fold the palms of your hands over the heart and just silently repeat these words to yourself if you may. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease. And may it be so, dear friends. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice time today. I'm so happy to see you always. Thank you for your dedicated practice.